Most people are trying to manifest a new reality while emotionally staying loyal to the old one. Because manifestation is not just about wanting something badly enough. It's not just writing affirmations in a notebook a million times or saying I'm rich 10 times in the mirror while your nervous system still fully identifies with the struggle. That stuff does help, but on a different level, and it's not necessary. Your subconscious mind is always trying to keep you consistent with the identity that you currently believe that you are. So this means that if you identify deeply as a person who gets abandoned, a person who never gets or has enough money, or a person who always struggles, a person that gets cheated on, never catches a break, the person's always overlooked, and the person who always has chaos. Your brain and nervous system will unconsciously recreate familiar or emotional patterns because familiarity feels safe, even if it hurts you. And honestly, that realization changed manifestation for me completely. Because I started realizing manifestation is not just about getting, it's about becoming. People focus so heavily on the external result, the relationship, the money, the success, the dream body, the house, the opportunity, but they skip over the version of themselves that naturally aligns with those things. You cannot hold on to an identity built in survival mode and expect to fully step into overflow at the exact same time. At some point, your identity has to shift. And this is where people misunderstand manifestation a lot. They think identity shifting means to pretend to be rich when you're broke or acting delusional. I've heard that saying, be delulu till it becomes trululu. While that works, it's not exactly what they're saying. That's not what it means at all. Identity shifting is something that is internal. It's that moment you stop emotionally attaching yourself to the old stories or the old persona of you. It's when you wake up every day and stop immediately reinforcing nothing works for me. I'm always struggling, everything falls apart, people always leave, I never get chosen, I can't do this. Because every time you repeat those things emotionally, with emotion behind them, your brain starts treating them as instructions. Your subconscious listens to repetition. Your nervous system listens to familiarity. And your reticular activating system starts scanning your reality for proof that those beliefs are true. And that's why two people can go through similar situations but experience different outcomes. One person can see rejection and say, see, nobody wants me. And another person sees rejection and says, that simply just wasn't aligned. Same situation, different identity. Your identity filters your reality. And honestly, a lot of manifestation is learning how to emotionally detach from the identity created through pain and trauma. Because some people have spent years bonding to suffering. They know how to survive. They know how to expect disappointment, and they know how to prepare for worst case scenarios. They know how to stay hypervigilant. But peace, overflow, safety, consistency, healthy love, even financial stability. Sometimes those things can actually feel uncomfortable at first because your nervous system is unfamiliar with them. And that's why some people self-sabotage. Not because they're stupid, not because they're cursed, but because the old identity still feels safer than the unknown. I personally know that my nervous system is reprogramming itself when that fear comes up. As soon as I start to feel that fear over a decision or a situation that I'm going into, I know that something is testing my nervous system. And that's exactly where I need to be at that point. Your nervous system will always try to pull you toward what feels familiar to you until you consciously start creating new emotional patterns. This is why embodiment matters so much. Embodiment is not just saying affirmations. It's practicing the emotional state of the version of you that already exists in the reality that you want. How does she handle stress? How does she talk to herself? What does she refuse to tolerate? How does she react when something goes wrong? Or does she trust herself enough to recover? Because your reactions reveal your identity more than your words do. And one thing I really had to learn is that manifestation is not about perfection. You're really still going to have those hard days. You're still going to feel emotional sometimes. You are still human. But there's a difference between feeling something and building your identity around it. A healed person can still feel sadness. A confident person can still feel insecure sometimes. A successful person can still feel freer. The difference is they no longer make these emotions their entire identity. And honestly, one of the biggest manifestation shifts you can make is learning to stop worshiping your current circumstances. Because a lot of people look at their reality every day and they use it as proof that nothing is changing. But your current reality is often reflecting this old energy, the old beliefs, old assumptions, and really old patterns. Reality has delay sometimes. You have to plant the seeds first. Bob Proctor always says that there's an incubation period. And this is why consistency really matters. You cannot embody a new identity for 2 days and then fully collapse back into the old story every time something triggers you. You have to practice becoming. The first thought is not what matters, but the second one is. Because the second one is how you control it. It's how you handle it. And you can start in really small ways. Maybe the future version of you keeps promises to yourself. Do you drink more water? Maybe they take care of their body, they set boundaries, they stop chasing unavailable people. They start speaking kindly to themselves. They post content anyways. They apply for the opportunity. They organize their space. They start acting like their goals matter. Tiny shifts create identity evidence. And identity evidence is powerful because your brain learns through proof. Every time you follow through on something, your brain starts gathering evidence. Maybe I am becoming this person. And eventually your subconscious begins accepting the new identity as something that's familiar. And that's when your manifestation train starts speeding up. And that's about the law of momentum. Because now your actions, thoughts, emotions, and nervous system are always moving in that same direction. And honestly, I think the biggest secret about manifestation is your future self already exists as a potential version of you. The question is not, can I manifest it? The real question is, am I willing to emotionally release the identity that keeps me attached to the old reality? Because your reality changes after you do, not before. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe or leave down in the comments what you liked about this video. If you want a free manifestation PDF, the link is in my bio. Have a blessed day.